Welcome to my first book haul of this channel, because I thought I wouldn't do these videos, but damn if I didn't buy a lot of books in September. So, I'm wearing another one of my spooky season outfits. This is one I got this year. Is this not the cutest thing you've ever seen? This is also by Book Babes. This is from her release this year, because I gotta buy something every year, because love that girl. Anyway, so I don't really know how this happened, but I bought a lot of books in September. I acquired 13 books in September. I'm using the word acquired because you'll see. So the first book I got this month was Daisy Hates by Jessa Hastings. This series is so popular right now. This is part of the Magnolia Parks series, world, however you want to say it. Basically, it's Gossip Girl, but British, and they're like slightly older because they're like in their 20s. But like rich people, their love is so toxic. Like, so toxic. But the first book you read is Magnolia Parks. That follows Magnolia and BJ. And then you read Daisy Hates, which takes place at the same time as Magnolia Parks, but like follows different characters. Like they're all in the same world. Like we met Daisy Hates in Magnolia Parks. Like I've read the first Magnolia Parks, by the way, because it's Sarah Crowley's favorite book. But anyway, so we meet her in that book, but she has her own book and it takes place at the same time, but follows different characters. So I finally got this book so I could read it. To be like romance, which like I don't even know if you really could call these romance books, because like they are, but like, are they really? They're thick. They are big books. And I don't know, if you've like heard about the series, you've probably heard about people complaining about like the new covers they're getting. And I don't like the new covers, but like I don't like whatever. But I don't like them. I don't like hate them, but like whatever. I understand the purpose. So I did order this from the UK so I could get the original cover, which they're just so unique. And like this one's like a little, this is my least favorite cover of the 4 books that are out so far, because there's Magnolia Parks, Daisy Hates, Magnolia Parks, A Long Way Home, Daisy Hates, The Great Undoing. I know so much about this series because of Sarah Crowley. So they're like really interesting, but like I said, this one's not my favorite. I think my favorite is Magnolia Parks, A Long Way Home. I just really like that cover. But anyway, I'm hoping to read this in November because I want to buy the next 2 before it gets hard to find the original covers, because it took me a while to find the original cover for this one. I got Magnolia Parks, and once I read it, the new covers were out for those 2, and it was really hard to find this, but I finally found it. So I'm glad that I'll have matching covers. The next book is a book I acquired. Last month I read Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood, and I said that I like gave it to someone in my book club. So this month I got the book she got for me. So she read Hello Stranger by Catherine Center, and she like annotated it and tabbed it. Look how cute. She like color coordinated it. And like I haven't read it yet, but I did like briefly flip through it, and like her annotations are cute. But anyway, so technically I did not buy this book, but I bought a book in exchange for it. I read The Bodyguard by Catherine Center, and that's one of my favorite books of the year. It was so good. I really like her writing, and so I wanted to read more, and this is like her new release. I think this is about a girl who has an accident and she gets temporary face blindness. I don't even know what it's about, but if it's by Catherine Center, I'm gonna read it. Oh, the tabs are color coordinated, and she put a little note in here telling me what they are. Aw. Anyway, yeah, I don't really know what it's about. I don't really care. I'm gonna read all of her books eventually, so this is the next one I'm gonna read. I also hope to read this in November, because I like The Bodyguard. I read it as like an ebook on my phone for like my lunch breaks, and I literally kept coming back from lunch late because I like could not put that book down. It was so cute. So really excited about this one. I'm really excited to read her annotations. Shout out to Sid. So then Labor Day weekend happened. Me and my boyfriend went to Barnes & Noble twice Labor Day weekend. The first time we just went to Starbucks because we were in the area and we were like, let's go to Barnes & Noble. And I don't know if all Starbucks and Barnes & Nobles do this. I'm assuming they do, but they'll have like a book on display that's like, if you buy anything from the Starbucks cafe, you can get the book for $5. So I got a book. I don't even remember what it's about, but it's called Secrets Never Die by Vincent Ralph. And it looks like a thriller. I think it's YA. It's about this group of teenagers. Is there teenagers? I don't even know if they're teenagers. I really think this is YA. There's like secrets and blackmailing and whatever. I don't know. It's a thriller about secrets and dark past, and it looks interesting. And so I got it for $5 with my pumpkin spice chai latte. So then, Labor Day weekend, that was Saturday. And then on Monday, we went back to Barnes & Noble because I found out it was double stamp weekend. And I got 6 books. So if you watched my fall recommendations video, I talked about like my TBR for October, and I get like a Darcy Coates book to read every year. So the one I got this year is the Caro Haunt, however you say it. It's a haunted house. It's like a tour guide taking a group of people to a haunted house, and they're like stuck in the house overnight and like scary stuff happens. This is gonna be my horror book that I read for spooky season this year. I also talked about this in that video, but I got Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. This is a like cozy book. It's about a family of witches that like have like a curse on them, and there's a movie that I really like. The movie's really fun, so I got the book, and I'm looking forward to reading that in October as well. And I got the 25th anniversary copy, so I thought that was cute, and I'm looking forward to reading it because of how much I love the movie. I'm also gonna rewatch the movie this year, so. And then I think I've talked about this before, but Frankenstein by Mary Shelley is one of my favorite classics. I read it in high school and I haven't read it since then, so I do plan on rereading it in October. But what sparked my idea to reread it was seeing this copy at Barnes & Noble on Labor Day. It is an illustrated copy, and ignore the sticky residue. But that's the cover. I just think it would be fun to read because it'll have like fun little pictures in it. Let me find one. Well, like some of them are just simple, but I'm sure there's some better ones. Yeah, just like setting the mood, and the text is like decent sized. Like this just looks like it'll be like really nice to read. So I got this. It was only $10, and I did like the buy one get one half off, so it was $5. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This is now my 4th copy of Frankenstein that I own, but I just thought this one was cool, so I'm looking forward to reading this specific copy in October. If you watched my September reading wrap-up video, then you'll know that I caved and I bought The Summer I Turned Pretty books because I'm obsessed with the show and I needed to reread the books and I wanted to own the books. So now I own them all. If you don't know, summer love triangle between a girl and 2 brothers takes place at the beach. And they're not that great, but they're entertaining and fun to read. And now I have all 3 of them. And I've reread the first 2 again, but I haven't reread the 3rd one yet. I'll probably wait and do that next year, but I have all of them. Was it worth the money? I don't know, but I own them now. I mentioned in my August wrap-up video that I've been buying the UK copies of the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. So I got that one in the mail this month. I pre-ordered the first one in August. They're doing the first one in hardcover again, like one more printing of the first one in hardcover. Got here and I love it because the UK copies are so pretty, and it has a quote on the back. How far would you go for happily ever after? These books are just so good, and I am rereading this one right now, the audiobook, but now I have another one like this. If you watched my Once Upon a Book Club unboxing and reading vlog video, then you'll know that one of the gifts in the box was a book. So obviously the roughest draft came in that box, but like I got that box like a while ago, so I'm not counting that in this. But the book that I got as a gift in there, I will count as a book I acquired this month. So it's called Murder at Mallowayne Hall, however you say that. And it's like a historical fiction murder mystery about Agatha Christie, her husband, and their like housekeeper. I've never heard of this before, but it came in that box. So that's another book I got this month. So at this point in the month, I'm telling myself, okay, no more books. No more books. Only new releases and like book club picks. And so me and my boyfriend went to Barnes & Noble just a couple days ago to get the October book club pick. And they had one copy and the cover was ripped. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm not getting a book. And well, then I left with a book anyway. I was trying so hard not to buy a book. And then my boyfriend was like, but what if we do the buy one, get one free and we each get a book? And I was like, okay, don't gotta tell me twice. Let me go look at the tables. And everyone's talking about this book right now. The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston? Poston? You know the book. Everyone's reading this book. All my favorite YouTubers are reading this book right now. And I was just like, yeah, I like romance. If they like it, I'll like it. So I got it. This is about someone who's living in an apartment, and there's this man also in the apartment, but he lived in the apartment 7 years before, and there's like a time warp thing happening in the apartment. They fall in love. I don't know. It's romance and people like it. So that's all I really needed to know. And it has a cute cover. So I got that book, even though I told myself I wasn't going to buy any more books. I got this book anyway. The last book I got in September is the book I'm reading for my book club in October. And that is The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling. I've seen this. When did this book come out? Came out 2 years ago. Yeah, this book has like been popular, I guess, every spooky season since then. People talk about it. It is a witchy romance. The main character is a witch and she puts like a hex on one of her exes. That was like in the past, and then like 9 years later he like comes back to town. He's also a witch, and like all this stuff starts happening and she's like, oh no, the hex was real, and they're trying to like undo it or whatever, and then I think they fall back in love. I don't know, I haven't read it yet, but anyway, yeah, a nice little witchy romance. I'm looking forward to reading that in October too, and I'm glad the book club picked something spooky for the season. I did start this morning because today's October 1st, so I did start reading it this morning, and I got that far through it so far. It's cute. I like it. Speaking of Book Babe designs, this is a bookmark I got a couple years ago. Does she not have the cutest stuff you've ever seen? I literally own like 15 bookmarks by her. Like, I swear to God, I just love everything. So I bring this out every spooky season. Anyway, so those are all the books that I acquired in September. And I don't even know how it happened. Like, it was literally so accidental. It was just like things kept happening and I just kept getting books. And then at the end of the month, I was like, oh, this is a huge pile. And now I have all these books. But to be fair, so I got 13 books in September and I've already read 2 of them that I bought. I plan on reading 3 of them in October. 4. I plan on reading 4 of them in October. Like, October is like the only month I actually stick to my TBR because I am in the mood for spooky books and I only put spooky books on my TBR, so that's like the only month I actually stick to it. So I will at least read, I mean, if I don't get to all 4 because like life happens and I can't read that many, then I won't, but I'll at least read some of them. And then I really want to read, I know I want to read Daisy Hates in November, but there's like a lot of books I want to read in November. Like, my list keeps getting longer, so I don't know. 2 of those books I read in September and 4 of them I plan on reading in October. So that's math. That is 6 books out of 30. That is half the books that I will hopefully have read before another month goes by. And then that makes it worth buying all those books, doesn't it? I think it does. That's how I'm rationalizing it, at least. Those are all the books I got in September. And that is why I will be limiting how many books I get the rest of the year. So yeah, I bought a lot of books. I'm not doing that again anytime soon. So I don't know when my next book haul video will be because I really don't want to spend that much money on books again. But here we are because that's what I did in September. And yeah, thanks for watching my first book haul video. I really hope there won't be any more, but if there is, you can watch those too. Yeah, so thanks for watching and bye. Why did I do this? Oh my God. I literally can't even hold these up. Oh my gosh, my allergies are so bad. I can't stop scratching my eyes. That's all I have to say, I think. Because books and buying money. I should shut up. Okay.